think about like the concept of the work husband or the work wife.
Mhm.
How does that stuff start? If you throw attraction aside, sometimes them joints don't start because people are actually like attracted to each other. It's because you can go to work and vent about stuff that's at home
Right.
going on, and here you are getting you're being lured into a point where you can share about stuff that's going on. You feel open, you feel vulnerable, and then next thing you know, there is an attachment just because of the openness that you're able to have that you're not able to have somewhere else.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
Cell phones had just came out, and I had the US Cellular or whatever one of the cell phones was back in the day, and this was back when there were no unlimited plans. There weren't even nights and weekends. It was like you just paying for minutes, and they told me that I had 100 minutes for the month. I was like, that's all I need. I don't even need that. I burned through them joints in a day.
I'm about to say 100 minutes. That's a day's worth of time.
I burned through them 100 minutes in a day. Straight caking. My grandma come to me. She said, hey, I got a $500 phone bill. I think it'd just be a good idea. And this is, y'all think I'm wholesome? My grandma super duper host. This is where I get it from. As grandma should be. She asked me, she said, what do you think about me taking your phone? And I was like, well, I think I should keep it. She was like, you think so? I was like, yeah, I think I should. I think I might need to take it away. What do you think about it? What would happen if I took it away from you? Like, she was so nice about it. But sure enough, I got the cell phone taken away from me.
I would have took it too.
And I fumbled that bag.
I would have took it.
I fumbled that bag.
Because you know better. You know you had 100 minutes and you was ordered for 300.
But see, also too, I believe at that time they were calculating minutes differently. Like they say, like if you was on the phone for 47 seconds, they went ahead and calculated that as a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you was on there for 15 seconds, they rounded it up. And I believe that's what they was doing. Because it won't no way that I went over $500 worth of minutes.
Mm-hmm. See, man, this is why I feel like millennials don't get enough appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because we are the reason that people have unlimited talking text.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And if it was not for the work that we put in to get y'all unlimited talking text,
You wouldn't have it.
y'all would still be paying for minutes.
Most definitely.
Some of y'all are not old enough to remember that text messages had to be bought in packages.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you had a solidified number, $9.99 for 250 texts a month. And you had to deal with that. And if you did not have it afterwards, they charge you 13 cents a text message and you had to pay it. So people started playing the games. Call me after 7. Don't text me. I ain't got it.
Right.
I ain't got it.
I ain't got it.
Like your receiver text and not reply. Then they started catching on to that game that we was playing. So then they started charging you for incoming as well as outgoing text messages.
Now that's wrong.
They did start doing that to us though.
Mm-hmm.
So then people stopped buying text message packages. They started talking on the phone after hours. Then they realized people weren't talking on the phone until late at night. So to try to get us back on text messages, they was like, well, you can start buying this unlimited package for $19.99.
Yeah.
Yep. See, they say yeah. So then people started buying the unlimited text because it was cheaper than buying the minutes for the phone.
Yeah.
So then we started burning up the unlimited text. Once they realized how many texts we was sending with unlimited, they realized we won't talking on the phone no more.
Mm-hmm.
Then they tried to win us back on the phone and was like, well, if you buy this unlimited talk plan
Right.
to get back on the phone, and then people was like, well, I'm not doing that if you go take away the text.
Yeah.
So then they had to start bundling unlimited texts and phone calls together to get us to get on the cell phone. So you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
Because I put time in on that Motorola Razr. I was burning T9 word up.
Oh, bro.
Thumb got it arthritis now.
Okay?
from burning that T9
And
up.
I couldn't wait to get like a full keypad phone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
used to
most
be
definitely.
envious.
Yeah.
Back when the Sidekick was a thing.
Oh, the Sidekick was
Oh,
it.
that was it.
Yo,
that-
phones that have you change the service to get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just to get the phone.
Yeah.
Just to get the phone.
And I was pissed when they took away the keypad and they was like, you just gonna be typing on the screen. I was like, no one will ever do that. That is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't even think about going back to a keypad
Right.
no
Yeah.
more.
Bro, you know how stupid we looked with Palm Trios?
Dumb.
We used to be.
Hey, don't talk about my trio now.
Because I had
Don't
a
talk
trio.
about my trio
I had
now.
a trio because for
Crazy.
some reason having that stylus seemed like it
You
was
felt
gonna
like
be a
you was
thing.
somebody?
Like, hey,
Yeah, most
we
definitely.
got
like you
using it
was
for
some-
no reason. We didn't even need to use it. We just want to take it out the back
You felt like you was somebody
and poke around on it to make us feel like we was doing something.
crazy. Won't handling no business on that joint. No business.
I bought my Palm my trio off of eBay.
You had AT&T?
No, I had Sprint.
Oh, they did have trios for a
Mhm.
little while.
Yeah.
For a while,
Yeah.
only AT&T had. AT&T used to get all the best phones before everybody else.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
but the service was trash.
It was trash,
Yeah,
but
the
that's
service
because they was
trash.
winning us with
Yeah.
the phone.
Yeah.
I remember when
Yeah.
Apple was only with AT&T. In
Yeah.
order to get an iPhone, you had to have AT&T.
AT&T. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the Razr. The Razr was
Razr
a big
was
thing.
popular.
We had a Motorola Razr.
Then you had your chirp with
the
Sprint.
chirp,
Had the
Nextel
chirp,
chirp.
yeah.
Okay.
Man, we
And the reason
was
why
running deals
It was
on
on
that
there.
joint, man.
the reason why the walkie-talkie chirp was so dope is
They didn't
because
charge you for it.
you get
Yeah.
charged for it.
Yeah.
And then let's see, they had the Jukes. I don't know if y'all remember the Jukes now.
I
That's-
didn't have a juke.
That was the joint that used to you push it and then it flip up like sideways.
Okay.
oh
yeah,
yeah. Nah,
yeah.
that was
No, I
never
had
my
I
speed.
had an LG chocolate.
That's what Shaka had one of them.
had a
Nah,
She had a
I
Shaka,
think
yeah?
I had a Sidekick, a Razr, and then it was something else because this is when I think it was either Nextel was big.
Yep.
But then I got the BlackBerry. You know what I mean?
had a
That
big
was
BlackBerry.
the
Thought
that
it
was
was
the
cool.
I
that
never
was
got
the
onto the
bird.
BlackBerry
You never got
game.
on the BlackBerry?
No,
Nah, you had to get
because
that-
I had a
had-
trio
had to get
during
that
that time.
BBM.
Had-
Had to get
yeah,
that BBM
you know what I mean?
popping.
Yeah, I mean.
And everybody was trying to get me on that because of BBM.
Yeah.
And I forgot what. Then Android came out. Well, I waited too long with my trio to go to BlackBerry. They had just introduced Android, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give us a shot. And man, that was one of my favorite things. And I had that joint. It had the keyboard that slid down, or slid to the side, I should say. It slid to the side, and then I had this phone out in the world butt naked. I'm talking about it had no case, no covering, no nothing. And then one day I dropped that joint face first on the concrete, and that joint was completely shattered. Gone. It was, and that was when, I mean, phones nowadays are super duper sensitive, but this was when they was super sensitive.
Yeah, you
yeah.
drop your phone back in the day, the battery in the back was
Yeah.
separated from the rest.
An explosion.
Now you got 3 pieces to pick up.
Yeah.
You on the ground
Exactly.
looking like Velma, trying to reach for your
Yeah.
Exactly.
reach for your stuff.
And nowadays, there is no variation in phone. It's the same phone over and over and over again, except that if you got 3 lenses on it or you got 2 lenses on it.
Mhm.
Or and all the Androids are basically the same. And I ain't gonna hold you, man. I really truly want to go back to my Android
Why?
because, man, the functionality on it was is awesome. And I really love the way that you can integrate stuff outside of Android. So it's an open system.
Mhm.
You can easily download
Mhm.
and all that type of stuff. But with iPhone, man, I feel like they complicate some systems a little bit more than necessary. And so it's like say for instance, like I was really into the underground rap. And a lot of people, they would just put their projects out on, DatPiff
Oh, yeah,
or,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And so you could download it straight to your phone and it's right on your Android. You don't have to worry about integrating it into your music. It's just automatically there. With iPhone, you got to download it to the computer. Then you got to put a cord in it. And
No,
then it's
they
like,
got a DatPiff app on iPhone, and you can just download the mixtape.
but then I got to go through an app in order to listen to it versus just the music
Having it
app,
in your-
period.
yeah.
Yeah.
You only like Android because it operates like a computer almost.
And that's one
Right.
of that's another one of the things too.
I
Yeah,
know
I
where
really
you're
like
going
that.
with Yeah.
But and the only reason why, because I got the iPhone, is because of peer pressure.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Everybody else got it. Who's this green bubble in the chat?
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this green messing up? Why things coming out of order? why your pictures look fuzzy? And I was like, I don't need to hear all of that stuff. And so I swear, well, actually, my wife was the trader first.
Mhm.
She traded our family because we were both Android. She wanted to go iPhone. I was like, I'll never go iPhone. And then after a while, it was like we kept sending pixelated pictures to each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just
They were doing that on purpose too.
yes. And they could have easily fixed that issue.
They fixed it this year. They did fix it this year. The new iOS is gonna allow for true workings with Android phones. They were intentionally doing that.
Oh yes, most
On
definitely.
purpose. Yeah.
And it was a great marketing thing that they did. It was like, hey, do you really want your pictures pixelated?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm glad you succumbed to peer pressure because I still do not enjoy green message conversations. Like it bothers my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. I hate looking at it.
It bothers his.
I don't want to see that. It disrupts my experience. I'm old. I don't want nothing that's gonna disrupt my experience.
Oh my god!
I have a certain level of experience, so I'm glad you made it. It just makes things so much easier. The group chat is more fluid. It's better. It's easier. And I'm too far into the Apple ecosystem to
100%.
have anything
That's
other
definitely
than
male, yeah.
the
That's
iPhone, bro.
definitely male.
I mean, I got any product they got besides HomePod and Vision Pro.
Yeah.
I got Apple. So since they all connect, I can't. If I got a new phone, I'd have to get new everything.
And that's the thing with Android. They're not unified. Like all Androids are different in the sense of, but if you got an iPhone and you got I'm sorry, let me go back. Android products, whether it's the phone, the watch, the headsets, and all this type of stuff, like all of that don't integrate. Like and the computers, they don't integrate very well. But if you get in that Apple ecosystem,
Yeah, it spoils you.
It spoils
And
you.
that's why you stay there.
Like I prime example, and I'm so pissed. My AirPod Pros are busted. They're busted. Like if I use one in at a time, they're okay. But if I put both in and I try to do a phone conversation, you hear all the static in it, right? So I'm like, I just need to get some new headphones. But I ain't spending no money on no AirPod Pros because they just gonna do this again. Well, I go on the market, I start looking at all these other ones, and they don't do the things that AirPod Pros do, which is easy integration.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm on the plantation of Apple, and I can't get
Apple
off.
Care on them AirPods?
They ran out, bro. I'm like 3 or 4 years in with these Pros.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? We back, man. Another edition, another episode of the Melly D's podcast. It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know,
Don't ask me.
What's going
It's
on,
your
man?
boy T. Roy, aka Whistle Dot, aka your neighborhood hope dealer. If
Whistle
you need
Dot.
some hope, I got something you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
And it's safety whistle dot. But nevertheless, what it do though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA Old Boy, aka I'm him, aka the Menace, no relation to Dennis. What we
Let's
on,
get
man?
it.
Speaking of old boy, somebody just got older.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, but it's cool.
Tell us about your experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too much. It wasn't nothing.
You came in today all smiling and happy. I was like, oh, I ain't
Right.
never seen you happy.
Must have got, what he say on ATL?
Hey,
Got some cutty last night.
and I did.
Got some cutty last
And
night.
I did.
Uh-huh.
And I did. Okay.
Hey, when male is sexed, it's a
Hey,
better day for everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
got myself some coffee this morning.
Okay.
Even talked nicely to the dog. This
Word.
morning.
Flipping his keys out the door.
You know, it was a good day.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
pleasant.
yeah.
I had a good day yesterday.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I had a good day yesterday. No, I had a pretty chill birthday. It wasn't too crazy. I spent most of the day by myself. Sharita was working.
Because of work.
Sharita was working. And then the kids, they've been more so on their teenage vibes where I'm cool enough to hang out with sometimes, not all the time.
Mhm.
So they pick and choose when they want to hang out with me right now. So I spent most of the day by myself while she was at work. Went on like a little mini shopping spree or whatever. I was going to drop plenty bags on myself. I was about to buy a new iPad since we talking about Apple, the new one that came out. So I was about to drop $1,300 yesterday, but Best Buy lied to me. So now I got to go to Apple. I was just trying to avoid having to drive 30 minutes to go to South Park, but I'm just gonna have to drive over there. I'm still gonna get it, but
How do they
they
lie?
went yesterday. Because they do trade-in programs. I got a ton of Apple devices at the house that I just don't use because I
Yeah.
just be collecting them or whatever. So when I tried to purchase it online, it was only letting me trade in one item, and I wanted to trade in a bunch of different
Yeah,
items.
yeah.
I could only do it in person. So Best Buy also has a trade-in program similar to Apple's or whatever. So I went on the website. You can kind of see how much it'll be worth before you go there. So I looked up all the devices and had the price, whatever. And so they told me to bring them in. Then when I brought them in and was going through the thing first, they said the system crashed, so they couldn't do it at the moment. So it told me to wait a few minutes. So then I waited. Then they was going through it, and the prices that I saw online, they were trying to tell me were different. It was like way less. And then some of them they were trying to say it's worth nothing. And I was like, well, look, Apple already told me how much I'll get for these. So then I'm just gonna take it to Apple instead. So I didn't get it, but that was the reason why. Outside of that, went to the Museum of Illusions.
By yourself?
No, with the family.
Oh, okay.
It was somewhere I've been trying to go. I've seen some other people go.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty
It
cool.
looked cool or whatever. It was all right. It was small.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it to be larger. So I was disappointed at the size of the museum based on the price. I felt like based on the price, it was going to be more to it.
But aren't you really like going there just for the photos?
It is
like,
for
just
photos.
to take
I know,
photos?
and that's what I'm saying. I thought there was going to be more
Yeah.
to do just based on the price, but there really wasn't. We got there like 6:00, and we had seen and done everything by 6:30. So it was like we were there for 30 minutes and had done everything, like took multiple photos and all type of stuff, even messed with some of the little games to try to beat some of the stuff that they have there, and it was like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying, worth the time. So it was cool. It was an experience just to get out and do something, but definitely was disappointed at the cost for the time spent. But outside of that, no, I went home, chilled, ate some food, played a little NCAA, got a little cutty. It wasn't a little cutty. It was actually, I'll tell you.
It was actually a lot of cutting.
Yo, I've only seen Mel get like coy once or twice in his life, and both times was because of sex.
Yes, that's how he rolled, man.
So it was a nice little event. I'm going to do something again this weekend. Just have some people at the house and chill. That's why I asked y'all what y'all was doing this weekend, but both of y'all are busy. I was going to take Lace off the birthday ban.
I'm dead, yo. If I'm off the ban, I'm dead.
I told you Lace was banned, but no, I'm just chilling at the crib. So if anybody want to come by, I'm chilling.
What's the first birthday that you remember?
That's good.
Like in my memory bank?
Yes.
My first birthday was pretty lit.
Okay.
That's it. I'm lying. I don't remember my first birthday. I just remember the pictures of my first birthday. I don't even know what I did.
You talking about one? No, I'm talking
One
about
the
years
birthday
old.
you remember.
I know.
Yeah.
I said my first birthday.
Oh, okay. I got
Y'all slow. Anyway, put the womp womp sounds on that one when you.
We were just trying
I
to. We just trying to
understand.
make sure.
But
It's understanding.
My
You
first
we trying to
birthday.
get-
My bad.
You said
Actually,
He
you
just
got
told us.
defensive.
you said
He got-
which
he just
birthday.
told
I know, right?
You
He
said
don't-
which birthday, and I said my first birthday, and then y'all said your first birthday as in ever in life. My first birthday. It's fine. Anyway, the first birthday I actually remember. Well, for starters, I didn't really have too many birthday parties growing up,
Sure.
so there was not always something memorable about my birthday. I know there's one before my teenage years, but I can't think of it right now about which one. I would say one of my most memorable birthdays. I turned 13, and I got to celebrate my birthday in Indiana with my family. When my parents split up, me and my sister lived with my dad. So for about 8 years, I didn't see my mother or her side of the family in person.
Dang.
At all. When my mom moved back to Gary, for whatever reason, my parent beefing. I don't know the story. I'm never gonna get the truth. And they both old now, probably can't even remember. But for whatever reason, they could never get on the same page. My mama wouldn't come to Virginia, and my dad wouldn't take us to Indiana, whatever the reason may be, and until a certain point where they were able to get themselves together, and then the deal became for a month every summer, me and my sister would get to go to Indiana, stay and visit, and then every other Christmas we get to go to Indiana or whatever. So most of those years, unless my dad or whoever put together a party, I didn't really have birthday parties or anything like that, and I definitely didn't celebrate it with my mom and family or anything like that. So when I turned 13, however, my mom put together this big party at my granny's house, and it was just memorable for me because I hadn't, other than pictures of my first birthday, I hadn't had a party that large. And just to have like my grandma there and my grandpa, all my uncles and cousins, my sister and my other siblings were there at the time. That was probably my most memorable birthday when I turned 13, just because it was something that I never really got to do.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up.
I know a lot of people, when you ask them about black people specifically, they're like, I don't really remember having too many. And I don't remember having too many. And the first one that I remember was my 13th. And I don't know if I remember it because it was fun, but it had a lot of trauma in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my 13th birthday, we were at the skating ring. First of all, that was to have your birthday at the skating ring.
That meant something. Yeah, that meant something.
You know what I'm saying? That was a big deal. So we had our birthday at the skating ring. My mom got hospitalized, so she couldn't even come. And I'm still trying. I forgot why she got hospitalized, but she was hospitalized. My two dudes that I thought was my real close friends, Paul and Jamie, they didn't come after they told me for a long time that they was gonna come.
Hey.
Yeah. So that joint hurt. And then what else happened? Oh, and then my cousin got his shoes stolen
At the party?
At the party. Because although we had the spot for the birthday party, other people were still there. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you can shut down a whole, the whole joint, but no, it was other people there. And one of the dudes that was there was somebody else from my school. He stole his shoes, and he wore them to school on that following Monday.
Did they fight?
So my cousin didn't go to school with me, but I knew that those were the shoes.
Did you fight?
And
of course he did.
Safety whistle
dot.
Safety whistle
dot. Hey, Dot.
Safety whistle dot.
Dot.
Hey, principal so and so.
Oh my God,
bro! Got the shoes. I got the shoes without having to fight. I got the shoe. Sometimes you have to take the route that you got to take. Fighting is the last resort. If there's some avenues in which I could take, I took them. And so homie had to come up off the shoes because he knew he stole them, and I was able to get my cousin.
So how do you tell that to the principal? You told the principal, I had a birthday party this weekend. My cousin's shoes got stolen. Such and such is wearing them. How would the principal be like?
Yeah,
run them.
You know, they could have had the same shoe.
Like,
that's
well, we knew.
I'm just saying they could have had the same shoe.
And that's the thing. We knew that this person that stole them would never have shoes like this. This is one.
Wow, that is crazy.
And I hate to say it. If I said his name on this podcast and people would listen to it, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, he would never have those shoes." And if I could remember, and I only remember his last name, but I don't remember his first name. But yeah, everyone know because it was the Scottie Pippins, the one that had the airs on it.
Yeah.
This person does not wear clothes that says I can afford this.
Dang. Dang, yo. Dang.
He was too poor to have that type of stuff.
Extremely poor.
I got you.
Extremely
Wow.
poor.
So he had to be. His mama couldn't hit the lotto that weekend. Couldn't won bingo and nothing like that.
None of that.
Had to steal the Pippins.
He stole them.
So did the principal give you the shoes, or how did that?
Yeah, he gave them back. He gave them.
How did he go about getting the shoes?
Called them in and was like, "These are shoes." He was like, "Nah." He gave them up.
So
actually, I don't know. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but the principal got them back, and I was able to get my cousin's shoes back.
Next question. Because
now Dr. Ops, yo.
Now my mind all over the place.
Ops, yo.
Now my mind all over the place.
Dr. Ops, yo.
Now my mind all over the place. Follow-up question.
I can see his husky self now walking to the on a mission.
Listen, a solid 220 for no reason at 13 years old. A solid 220 for no reason.
So you snitched on my man.
Wait.
I gotta- 'cause this
Why I
is
gotta be
exactly what
snitching?
happened.
Why I gotta be snitching when you were a part of the victim?
It's snitching.
Ness.
You're not part of the victimness because it's
I
somebody
was a part
else's
of the
shoes.
Well, he lost his shoes because of me.
No, he didn't lose them because of you. He lost them
On
because
the
he put
strength
them
of
somewhere.
me?
No.
Oh, so I can fight on the strength of him, but I can't go snitch on the strength of him?
Yeah. Now listen. Yeah. So you took personal responsibility for it. That's why you felt led to snitch. Because you felt like
let's not call it snitch. Let's call it recounting facts that happened. Let's
Okay.
call it
But
that.
did you see it? I mean, the thing. I mean, I don't know what this young man was thinking, but all he had to say was that they mine.
They
They
mine,
would have
that's
no
it.
way to
and
prove
everyone knows that they
That's
and
really
Everyone
sad.
does
that's
not
the reason.
know.
And that's the reason.
systematic. That's systematic
And
prejudice.
the principal
yo.
knew that
That's
won't
systematic
his,
prejudice.
because them joints was fresh and ain't nothing fresh about him.
Dang.
that don't mean nothing. Bruh. I'm just replaying the story.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You felt led to
Why come every time I tell a story, we got to get deeper into
We
the-
get deep into my stories too.
Cause you the federales, man. I ain't
We
never
get
seen
deep into
somebody
my stories too.
report incidences.
I'm just
on
trying
this
to-
consistent basis.
I'm just replaying the events.
Okay.
You felt like he lost the shoes because of you. So
Yes.
you felt led to say something
Yes.
to the principal about said shoes. This person was called in.
Yes.
We don't really know how the conversation went, but to some degree, he acknowledged that the shoes were indeed not his.
Mhm.
Sure.
So he gave up the shoes. Did he spend the rest of the day shoeless, or did they have spare shoes for him to wear?
That's a good question. I don't know.
No, matter of fact,
Because after I got the shoes, I didn't care what he did with his life.
T-Dot
Was it at
felt
the end of the day?
like he vindicated somebody.
Was it at the end of the day when he gave you the shoes back, or did he call you in the office and give you the shoes?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
So if he stole shoes because he couldn't afford shoes, saw something that he wanted to wear, and then he wore them to school, if you got the shoes taken off him by the principal,
You
How did he
you
finish the rest of the
contributed
day?
to
Wait. Why am I being punished for a crime that he did?
Because you can.
Why am I being punished for a crime that he did?
I'm not punishing you. I'm just trying to see if the boy was
rhetoric.
shoeless.
You
for
see the rhetoric. A crime that he
He
did.
did the crime.
A crime.
See, this
we
what
all
happened.
know
This
he
what
did
happened.
it.
This what happened. We always villainizing the disenfranchised
Oh
and the
my
impoverished. But
gosh.
You see what I'm saying? So
The
now T-Dot got people
disenfranchised-
leaving two events with
Right.
no shoes on. His cousin was barefoot leaving the skate party, and
now
now
this young man barefoot and destitute.
right? You know what I'm saying? It's amazing.
But that's on him.
Could your cousin's family have afforded to buy him more Pippins?
You know, you remember?
I get it's the principle that he stole it. So I'm just asking.
Yeah, which is very funny because you're a principal.
I'm on the. Look, I already told you to front him, but you didn't front him. You talked to the principal.
I think my cousin was in the situation is like, this is your school shoe. If anything happens to him, then you're not getting these again type of
Okay.
situation. You know what I'm saying?
So why he wore him to the party then? If that's a school shoe, school is Monday
My
through
follow-up
Friday.
question
I
wasn't even
mean,
about why you went to the
Who
party.
don't want to be fresh at a party though?
A
You
skating
going
ring.
skate party though? Your
I
shoes
mean-
ain't on.
I mean, that's a good point.
That was my follow-up
But
question.
also,
Was why
we are
were-
13 at this.
and that was gonna be my other question. How did his shoes get stolen? Because when you go to the skating ring, don't they make you give them your shoes in exchange for the skates?
Oh no, that ain't how it was back at. Well, that ain't how it was for us. You just had a cubby hole, and you put your shoes in the cubby hole.
Oh, that's why they got stolen.
Yeah,
Mm.
All the other skating rings I've been to, you literally go to the counter
and you
and
exchange.
they put your shoes on the counter. They
Yeah.
take your shoes and give you the thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's because people was walking off with the skates. You know what I'm saying? And so then they switched that policy.
Mm. Yo, that's
Safety
the
whistle dot.
ops, yo.
Why I
Safety
gotta be the
whistle dot.
ops? I looked out for my cousin. I went about the right way. Okay. Now, if he didn't come off the shoes, it might have been some fisticuffs.
It won't.
It
But
might
be-
go-
It won't.
Y'all don't know.
You would have had a stern talking
we,
to.
We don't know. We don't know. We already talked about at one point I was ready to kill something.
You told me too
Put
many
too many
examples.
stories for me to know that there wasn't gonna be no exchange of fisticuffs. Actually, none of your stories.
I would have been like, that ain't built like that.
Now that we on the topic of the conversation, none of Troy's stories have resulted in any exchange of fisticuffs.
Right. I haven't-
Even when he got his glasses
He's
smacked off in
always
front of everybody in
seeking
the lunch line.
authorities. He
Well,
wants to call the authorities.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, we haven't had the opportunity for me to talk about fisticuff stories, and I do have fisticuff
Those are the ones I start with because I want people to know. it ain't
Crazy,
sweet.
crazy work. So T-Dot got people leaving multiple functions with no shoes.
No
on.
shoes. And funny thing was, both of them was on his account.
So if
Because
you want to
of
go
me.
shoeless, rock with that.
Uh,
I ain't gonna hold you. I would have got my cousin's shoes back, but I wouldn't have told the principal. That
Sure.
wouldn't have been my. I would have walked straight up on him first. Like, hey, I know them ain't your shoes. You stole them. Give me
Yeah,
my
run
cousin's
them
shoes.
back.
Run them shoes.
Run them
bro.
back.
sure.
Run them shoes.
But 13 was after 12. And 12 was when 6th grade happened in the lunchroom.
So you was fearful. So
He
you
like,
were
man,
fearful. You didn't want to get exposed again.
Now I'm doing hey, risk assessment. He
Yeah.
said, hey, I got
think I'm
smacked
just
up
gonna-
last year.
I think I'm just gonna hustle down this hallway and tell the principal.
There was no way he could have took an L from that
Back
poor
to
man.
back, yeah. Back to back.
You wasn't about to lose the pig pen in front of everybody.
I was
was
not. That's what he was doing.
you? Troy said, I can't lose it
Yeah.
the pig pen in front of everybody.
And so,
Yeah.
I'm telling
so,
the principal.
so you think about it. 12, 13,
Mm-hmm.
14 is when I snapped. I absolutely snapped over something that probably shouldn't have happened.
All right, let me hear it.
So we in shop class. In shop
This
class,
how you know you grew up in a rural area. They was taking shop at 14. Crazy work. Crazy
but
work.
see, shop was set up to be a class that it was just like a get lost class. Like get
Mhm.
lost, don't be anywhere in the vicinity,
Right.
and come back after the class. That's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what our shop class was set up.
Country
as.
do be taking random
Yeah,
classes. Because
right.
Sharita took welding.
Had the helmet
Why
on.
did you
looking
take
at
welding?
Oh
Hey,
my
yo.
god.
My boo can weld, bro.
That's
Don't
crazy.
say that. My
That's
baby
crazy.
can do that, bro.
That's crazy.
He can do
work.
it.
That's crazy.
One thing I did learn from that shop class, I did learn how to solder. I do know how to solder.
First of all, who can't do that? Like it's
I
lit-
didn't know how
I can't solder.
I didn't know how to solder
I
until
don't
I,
solder
took that
nothing.
class.
Wow.
I was 14 years
I don't
old.
solder nothing. Don't look for me to do.
That's crazy.
Nothing.
I didn't have a
type
father,
of-
Lace. You continuously bring up that
You
I
know
didn't
how
have
to do a
father in
lot
my
for somebody
life.
that didn't have a daddy.
You feel me? I had to teach myself. Anyway, so we are in shop class and we just chilling, you know what I'm saying? And I had a brand new chain. It was a rope chain that had a bulldog on it because our school. I'm not telling this story. I'm not going to tell this story.
You know, it's funny.
Bulldog.
Every time one of us tells a story, Lace laughs in the first 3 seconds. As soon as we get the front part of the story out, as soon as we set the stage, Lace already starts off.
And he
laughing.
did it twice. He did it
I can
twice.
see him with a bulldog chain on, like I'm the flyest in the school.
The flyers. The flyers. And he did that twice.
He did.
As soon as I mentioned shop, you know you in the country.
That's what he do.
And then I say about the rope chain.
as soon as you said the
Carry
stage,
on,
Lace
rope
busts
chain.
out
Come
laughing.
on.
Rope chain with the bulldog on it. And we were in shop class and a guy was sitting behind me. He put his finger under my chain for some strange reason. I have no idea why. And I was like, get off me. And I moved up real quick and the clasp on the joint broke. And I was like, hey bro, my grandma got me this chain, which I was going to let it, I was probably gonna let it slide. But he said, yo, my grandma got you a cheap chain, in which I snapped. Complete red. Please enjoy yourself right now as I'm trying to tell my
He
story.
went Ralphie on him like a Christmas story.
100% Ralphie.
He went Ralphie.
100% Ralphie. It was 100% Ralphie. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I blanked out.
Yeah.
I pushed him through at least a whole row of desks. He fell on the ground and I was on top, pause, and I just started just wailing, just wailing on this dude. Didn't contact not one time. I'm just punching concrete because he was dodging. He was dodging. And eventually, everybody just started pulling me off. I mean, there was multiple people, and you got to mind you, I'm 14 years old, 260 pounds, 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? So it took a couple people to pull me off. And I rode that reputation for a while. I ain't go.
What was the reputation? You say you didn't connect none of the punches.
But it got caught on camera. So what happened is,
so
hold on.
Angle, it looked like
from the angle, it looked like I was tagging Cuz. From one angle, it looked like I was tagging Cuz. Because the reason why it was a camera in the shop is because the teacher had stuff continuously getting stolen from him. So he was just like, I'm putting this camera in here. And I got sent home for the rest of the day. And because I had a squeaky clean record, they didn't suspend me.
You didn't get 5 days?
I didn't get 5 days. They let me come back.
Federally.
I think like the next day. To be
Federally.
Informant. He was an informant.
Federally.
He was an informant, yo. For real.
They let me come back the next day, and for the rest of the week, we just watched this video of.
How did
So
y'all
that
get
was
the
the greatest
video?
week of your high school.
Because the shop teacher pulled the video out and played it for all of us. And each day we would come to class, everybody was like, "Hey, shop, can we watch this?"
Who is this teacher?
Yeah,
and he was playing.
Teachers do be playing them fights though,
and they actually took us out of class. I if I'm not mistaken, I do believe like he got put in another class or something like that. I forgot how it all went down, but.
So the question is, I understand you snapped, etc. I understand the affection and love you have for your grandmother, but was the chain cheap? Come on, Bulldog. What's the chain?
Lace wants to know if there was any truth or validity to the accusations brought against your grandma.
First of all, cheap is relative.
He went on my man said he couldn't afford it. Right.
Cheap is relative. Okay. For us,
yeah,
that was a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because
how you know what my man was where it wasn't a lot what his family could afford.
He has that history. Y'all say y'all know my history, and I ain't about that. I ain't about popping off. We know this man's history, and it's been like that for a while. So you
went berserk based upon the truth.
No. I went berserk based upon my grandmother's honor being disrespected. And actually, those are the only times I actually fought in my life. Was the 2 times my grandma got disrespected. It was that time when I was in 9th grade, and it was the other time when I was in 4th grade when somebody said, we got to arguing on the basketball court, and homeboy said, we was going back and forth. You know, we used to talk about each other's mama and stuff like that. And he's like, it's probably why your grandma dead. And I was like, I blanked out.
She won't dead, though.
She was not dead.
So why you blank out if you know
Because I'm in 4th grade, Melvin, and you disrespected my grandma. And so I snapped out. So
did you connect that time?
So I choked him out.
Okay.
I didn't actually throw any punches. I just grabbed him and I choked him out.
This is interesting,
man.
Line of stories.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll fight for my grandma too, though.
Yeah, no, I mean you got to. Yeah.
That's my grandma. That's my baby
grandma.
girl. That's my grandma.
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel bold about my grandma.
Yeah, but that's wild. That's wild.
That's crazy. You know what's wild though? I feel like it's gonna sound wild when I say it, but I'm glad that I grew up in the era that I grew up in, because back when we used to joan on each other's mamas and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Whatever anyone said was a rumor. Couldn't nobody see about your mama.
Yeah.
Nobody check about your mama. Don't nobody know your mama.
Yeah.
They don't got no information about your mama. We just saying stuff about your mama because we're trying to get under your skin. I would kill one of these kids. If I was a teenager in this day and age, it's a very good chance that I would do something like that, because these kids can see about your mama.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
The way the moms be acting on social media, you know, with what they post and stuff like that, thinking these kids ain't on, they creating profiles using the wrong age. They on Instagram. So when kids talking about your mama at school,
they got
videos of your mama. They got pictures. They on screenshot your mama. They putting them in group chats, all types of. If someone put my mama in a group chat to make fun of me like that,
it's a wrap.
Hey, bro, Go on, call the people.
A lot of
let T Dot tell them where I'm at.
Yeah.
And come pick me up
Because it's a wrap.
Bruh.
It's a wrap.
I'm glad.
Because you know some of these mamas nowadays got OnlyFans.
Man,
Yes.
listen.
And that's how they be getting found
But we
out.
don't need to fight. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. We don't need to fight. I'm just trying to see what mom's talking about.
See?
We don't need to fight.
And that's exactly why.
I would have crashed
That's
out.
exactly why.
I'd have crashed out because of something like that.
Crash.
Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. We're gonna be at lunch one day.
Yeah.
You're not saying anything to make me upset, but you're gonna say something to make me upset.
Right.
We're gonna be at lunch one day and we you know, whoop-de-wooing and talking, and I can hear you say something. Hey Troy, do you know if your mama gonna post this week or something like that?
I just want to know.
Like, hey, your mom ain't posted in a while, but she took
I'm
my
a paying customer.
I would crash.
You talking about blind rage and wild bows.
Because I'm a paying customer. We got to do all
See,
that.
now you're paying customer. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly why I would commit crime.
Because I'm a paying customer.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's wild.
No. You ain't about
That's
to
wild.
you ain't about to have my mom out here like that.
But your mama got herself
I
out
know,
there.
but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. And that's why I be on her too. That's why I be on her too. One time my mom posted herself, she went to Cabo having a good time enjoying herself. She posted herself on Facebook in a bathing suit or whatever it was, and I just was scrolling Facebook.
Mhm.
I happened to see that she had posted herself in all her glory. I called her so fast, if you don't take that picture down off Facebook, I ain't get on here to see my mama's titties on this daggone app.
And that's the truth.
Take it down.
And that's the truth.
So that's
Me and my wife actually
Take it down.
Me and my wife actually beefed before we were married. Well, before we even dating, we were friends, and we beefed a little bit because when Facebook came out, she took a little photo, you know, that kind of showed a little bit, and I was like, "Hey, I'm your brother. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know right now. You probably need to go ahead and take that down." She blocked me for a whole solid 2-3 years on Facebook. I could never see her stuff ever again. And as a matter of fact, she low key didn't want to even be my friend in real life because I was trying I'm trying to look out for her. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't
just
though.
like
you had ulterior motives.
He was.
No. We were legitimately friends. I did not have ulterior motives. I knew that she was not. First of all, at the time, I thought she was out of my league. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we would never ever date.
Mhm.
But and so I was like, hey, you might this photo's kind of suggestive. Go ahead and take it down. And she literally would not. She blocked me for two years, and she wouldn't even fellowship with me for real.
Mm.
But here's the thing. I would, and we go. That's when it comes to the point of accountability. Like it don't be accountable.
You was just wholesome. You was just being you, bro. Sometimes
You
it's
know what I
like that,
mean?
man.
Hey.
If you see me, once you see me, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So the question that I have is gonna prompt a larger conversation because it made me think of the discussion or the question: can men and women really be friends? Because you felt like you were being friendly.
Mhm.
Just like a lot of women will say, I was just being nice and he took it a different way or whatever it is. I have a thought, I'll save it. Do you think that men and women can actually be friends?
So my answer to that is no.
Okay.
And I, especially in my position right now, I can't be any female's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are friends, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we can call each other friends because we know each other on Facebook. Our husbands know. I mean, I know your husband. Yeah, and you know my wife and stuff like that. But like, no,
Y'all are acquaintances.
We're acquaintances. Because there are a couple of my friends, my guys that were in my wedding party, whose wives, prior to all of us getting married, like we were all like a unit, bro. Like I can't explain how tight our unit of community was back then. But after we got married, we transitioned, so we don't have one-on-one text messages anymore. It's a group married text. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple people inside of it, and so I don't believe that as married men, they should be friends with other women. Now, here, if you single, you can have as many friends as you want to have, but even in that, you have to be cautious and careful. You
Sure.
feel me?
Yeah.
Just because you could be like me and get things misconstrued, or you can purposely take advantage of other people at the same time. So I know some people are like, yo, my best friend is of the opposite sex, and if that opposite sex is in a relationship, I'm like, bro, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that there's a level of, I wouldn't call it friendship, more so acquaintances. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's that. There's really no other way to slice it. So yeah, that's my stance on it.
Interesting.
And that's the reason why, like now, like I won't be in a room. Let's say, for instance, I'm at your crib, and you like, we're going. Me and you are both going to your crib, but I beat you to the crib first. I beat you to your house first, and I'm like, hey man, I'm at your house. Where you at? And you be like, oh, I'm still at the store. You can go ahead and go in. My wife is in there. Nah, cuz I'm gonna sit in the car. I'll wait until you get here. Because granted, yes, your kids are older now, and they could be a sense of accountability as like, I don't need that the optics to, and the last thing I need for you to think, say for instance, I did go in the crib without you being there, and you walked in the house, and we in the kitchen high and keying it up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, now everybody gotta go. Now everybody gotta go.
And all we doing is laughing.
What? Because I'm a comedian. That's now I gotta get kicked out because I'm a comedian.
Now everybody gotta go.
Everybody gotta go. Kids gotta go too. Because like, why you letting your mama laugh?
Yeah, well, you laughing a little too hard right now. You know what I'm saying?
And so,
ain't that funny?
Maybe I am funny. Maybe I'm just that funny.
And that's the reason why when Lace come over to the crib, I say you call him LaShawn, not no Mr. Lovelace. So that's really what I mean, even with my coworkers at work, like we're really jovial and fun and all, with each other and stuff like that. But like just case in point, earlier this week, we went to lunch with a former coworker of mine. So it's me and two females at lunch. Before I go, I'm texting my wife, hey, just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to go eat with these two people out at a restaurant, and it's going to be me with two women. Just letting you know. And she's like, all right, bet. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Just to give her a heads up. And so on and so forth, because I don't want anybody reporting back to my wife like, hey, I
seen Troy out the lunch.
I seen Troy with two skios. You know what I'm saying?
But I think too, that's a part I
of the
respect.
relationship.
I respect and I understand that, and I commend you for doing that. But I think too, we live in a world where people automatically assume some BS,
correct,
simply because of what they may visually see. Like if I would have saw that, I would have automatically thought, you just out to lunch with some colleagues.
Knowing you, right?
Just knowing you, you know what I'm saying. So I think that also has to be stated. Although I commend you for taking those steps, but I think too, people just automatically have this inclination to think negatively of a situation, which goes to show that they really don't know the individual at all. Because again, knowing you, that okay, Troy out with coworkers, whatever, keep it pushing. Like I would have never thought that,
correct.
To be honest, but that's just me.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I was surprised to hear Lace's point, but then I also think that to some degree, I've noticed that my friends that have grown up in rural areas have a different perspective on men and women being friends than my friends who grew up in metro areas across the United States. And the people from the metro areas are usually quick to say that men and women can be friends. And people from rural always say no. They always say no. They just jump and say no, just like y'all did a little bit just now. There was a valid reason for why you said no, but on most times I hear people from rural areas just say no. And I think it's because of what you just explained about the initial thought of negativity around men and women being friends, because I'll say from two lenses, because I'll touch on Troy's lens. I believe that men and women can be friends. And I think the only way that it will work, though, is if both groups are honest about having no physical attraction or intention whatsoever.
No, I agree with that.
Like if we both parties have to be in 100% agreement that this person is not attractive to me in any type of way, and this is 100% platonic. If it is that way, then yes, men and women can be healthily friends or whatever. The struggle or reason why I feel like most people say that is because a lot of times one person is settling with the friendship because they want to have some type of connection to the person.
The other person, yeah.
So I may not be able to have you in a relationship sense,
but
so I'll settle for
capacity.
friendship.
Yeah.
So that I can have you in some type of capacity, or even using the male lens of like, you think shorty attractive, she cute, you trying to holler, she got you in the friend zone, so you play friend, hoping that one day she gonna pull you off the bench, or whatever like that. The whole time, and you saying y'all friends, but really you not friends.
Right.
You waiting, you trying, hopefully waiting for your turn. So those are usually the cases where I feel like it cannot work, is if one party is more leaning towards other. And I'll use your example, the young lady, where you're like, this is my friend.
Yeah,
I'm being friendly. She probably liked you all along to begin with. So then all the stuff that you did, that she just
icing
grabbed
on the
onto,
cake.
you know what I'm saying? She just grabbed
He
onto
love
it.
the Lord.
He tall. He light skinned.
He checking in on my spiritual
We do Bible
journey.
study.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think that she probably already had that for you. And then those things that you did just added to it.
Right.
And then you realized it later. So while you're sitting there with the lens of, this is my friend, she like, hey, Boaz over there.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just not saying that she looked at you like that, but I think that. So I really do think that men and women can be friends, but it is 100% dependent on both parties being in agreement that I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah, well, let me not necessarily retract my statement. Let me put an asterisk beside it. Because for me, my friend circle is this big, and for me to call you friend, like, a lot of things have to occur. So for me, that's why I say most individuals are simply acquaintances to me in some capacity. So friends, I view totally different. So that's why I say no for me, simply because I don't view people as friends like that. I view most individuals as simply acquaintances.
I get you.
Yeah. And the one thing though, the one pushback, I like what your explanation. The one pushback I would give though, you said that there's no physical attraction or there's no attraction.
Right.
What's problematic is, okay, there cannot be, there's a possibility there is no physical attraction, but there's a possibility for an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
And so if there's an avenue for that emotional attachment, I would even say it's even tougher to still be friends with.
I feel like relationships are emotional. We're guys and we have an emotional connection and attachment to each other.
Right, but
just
most
based
women,
on a relationship.
I would veer to say that most women, at least from my experience, can work with the physical. It's the emotional that that causes things to be dismantled.
Yes.
Because if you have an emotional attachment to a friend, however you want to define it, that's where the problem will come into play.
When y'all say emotional, are y'all more so speaking like romantically emotional?
No.
Or just
like and I'm glad we got you asked that question. Think about like the concept of the work husband or the work wife. How does that stuff start? If you throw attraction aside, sometimes them joints don't start because people are actually like attracted to each other. It's because you can go to work and vent about stuff that's at home going on, and here you are getting you're being lured into a point where you can share about stuff that's going on. You feel open, you feel vulnerable, and then next thing you know, there is an attachment just because of the openness that you're able to have that you're not able to have somewhere else. And so that's the reason why I was like, I understand the attraction part, but sometimes attraction comes through a back door, which is through like being able to share and emotional attachment and stuff like that.
I'm not disagreeing to what you're saying. I agree with that aspect. I guess the reason why I was saying more so not having physical attraction is because of what I was saying about people going into those quote unquote friendships. They're going into it knowing, like, for example, I have had plenty of women who are 100% my friend, and they look at me the same way. Like they would look at me like a brother type of thing. Like to the point for example, I wouldn't want to ever see my sister naked. like
Mhm.
because that's how much siblings we are, like that type of thing. So I would never make friends with someone that I find attractive.
Mhm.
I would never. There would be no. That would be unreal. I'd
Right.
be lying to myself to try to
Yeah.
be like I can be.
So you agree with
I'd
us?
be like,
just a
I
different
could be
reasoning.
friend, like I
Yeah.
could be friends with. I know I can't. So I would
Mhm.
never do that or whatever. But I feel like a lot of people are going into it with some type of attraction
got
to
you.
begin
Yeah,
with. Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
know already,
yeah,
like this
yeah.
person cute, but
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or whatever it may be. But I feel you on the whole emotional thing. The reason why, not the reason, the other thing I was going to touch on, you brought up marriage and not having female friends or friends of the opposite sex while married. And the reason why I'm going back to that is because a lot of married people are in that situation, or relationship wise anyway, where one person has a friend or had a friend and they get in a new relationship and the partner wants to end the friendship or whatever it is, and
Mhm.
it becomes a point of contention, have you. I have always been of the thought that if the friendship was pre-existing and it's respectful,
Yeah.
then and it's not something that's hidden
Yeah.
and it's brought forward
Yeah, yeah.
all the time, then I would be more able to accept it. But I can't just pop up making new friends
Right.
now that I'm married.
Oh,
Like, I can't.
yeah,
Like I
well,
can't.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
Mhm.
if I had pre-existing friends before, and we could keep it respectful, and they're respectful of my situation, then I feel like that's okay. And try to find some type of common ground. If it gets to the point, obviously, where you can't, then most of the time you just gotta side with your spouse. If you're married,
Mhm.
you gotta side with your spouse and just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But I just can't pop up one day and be like, "Oh, this is my girl Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we friends from work or whatever, and now we got this relationship type situation." So I would say to your point, then on the marriage piece, that part I agree with. Like you
Mhm.
ain't just about to pop up with no new friends, and
Yeah,
when we've been married, or, like where does friend come from that I don't
Mhm.
know about or whatever. But if it's pre-existing, I think it's more acceptable to me. It would be more acceptable.
Yeah.
That was all. I just wanted.
That's
to know.
we had never. How did we go this long without talking about that conversation?
know.
I mean, I don't know. It's people do.
Well, you
that
never
a
told
lot.
us how much of a
F-boy
church
you were.
boy you were.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah,
Yeah, people do it.
And
And
they
I
say
won't.
me-
And I won't knocking them down. I won't.
that's wild.
He got loud.
That's wild. Let that be known.
Let it be known. I won't knocking them down.
He got loud.
That's
real quick.
crazy.
It's just that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool.
wild.
Hey, live and learn.
And they say musicians are bad. God, I've gotten a bad rap all these
Now,
years.
musicians knock them down though. That's the.
I ain't gonna hold you. Hey. You ain't nothing like walking into a new church with your drumstick bag. And that's real rap. You walking in with your drumstick bag,
Yo,
you
people
already
don't be
know.
talking about that, bro. People don't talk about that. Church folk don't talk about that.
Hey
'Cause
yo,
you gotta give them visitors a pass.
Yo,
you gotta check. Hey, who coming? Okay, business start coming in. You saw
you know what I'm saying?
surveying that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And see, here's the crazy part. When I was pre that walk, like I admired the drummers and the musicians, period, because they always seem to have somebody around.
Hey,
And I was mad that I ain't had those skills to play an instrument.
gifts,
Hey, bro.
gifts.
I know they was how much time.
Man,
We
go-
got none. Okay, all right. I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna save it for next. I'm gonna save it for next time. But I want to talk because you brought this up. I want us to talk about not necessarily Christian dating, but like dating when you're in the Christian environment.
Yeah, we gotta.
Oh, yeah, most
Because
definitely.
I
we gotta bring that
I
up.
definitely got to
Most
talk.
definitely.
Hey yo,
We got to talk about that, bro.
Most definitely.
All
Well-
right, close it.
It's your boy T. Roy. Life
damn.
It's your boy T. Roy,
Right.
Male life coach. Like
The ops over here.
Until next time, man. We out, yo. A blip, 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 blip. That's all, folks.